Well, that was intense.
Stay, Merv.
Can't wait to go home.
Don't let me leave, Merv.
Don't worry about it.
No,
I'll find another
don't
way.
let me leave, Merv.
Gotta be another escape pod around here somewhere.
No! No! No!
Did it, so we got him. It was a pretty good plan. Could say it was the greatest.
What we do here is go back.
A lot of people don't go to the movies to see films anymore. They go to see long videos in an attempt to make a quality film. The last film I watched that was of such quality was Oppenheimer. Now, I was going to compare the two, Interstellar and Oppenheimer, but that might be for a different day.
Nothing. No ideas. Useless. Empty.
Now, I had heard of this movie back in 2014, but I've only watched it recently, and to my discovery, I was baffled. Now, I was informed that it had been directed by Christopher Nolan, who is known for making movies that either confuse you or move you, or both.
I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but...
Get out of my face.
Now, the only movie that I disliked of his was Tenet. Now, that is a whole different conversation. The main point is that finally watching this movie will be more pleasing to my soul than buying a ticket to Madam Sydney Sweeney. I'm a movie theater goer. Although I do have some class, I have standards, y'all. If I want to see Sydney Sweeney in action, I watch anything but you. Not Madam, why do you even exist? Anyhow, after my friend told me to watch it last week, and since I have the time, I decided, you know what? After 10 years, I'll finally watch it and give my opinions and critiques and analysis and etc. etc. So I watched the movie and wow, what a story and an excellent set of characters. Meet Cooper, a former NASA pilot turned farmer, played brilliantly by Matthew I can't even pronounce that. When a mysterious gravitational anomaly appears in his daughter's room, it leads to the NASA facility in which he has to take the mantle of flying a spacecraft in order to find a planet and save humanity. The thing is, this doesn't go as planned as time flies by in certain areas in space, and because of that, the mission gets more dire. Also, there's an equation that needs to be solved that can also help save humanity. And so they go to the first planet that can probably maintain a colony within it, but it ends up being futile, and the second planet ends up being futile due to the villain, or if you can even call him a villain. And so they try to go back to Earth, or at least send the character, Miss Brand, to the next planet to build a colony. He sacrifices himself, and so goes into this demon slayer, palace dimension, ass land. He figures out that he was the gravitational anomaly the whole time, and so informed his daughter what the equation is. And then they all live happily ever after. Now that's describing the movie in the most basic way. When you actually watch the movie, it's insane how the character of Matthew McDonald does a full 180, or most characters in the story does a 180 and starts to either realize the reality or fall into more delusion. Honestly, my favorite character in the entire story is Tars, because he came in clutch whilst the whole crew was either full of deadweights or idiots. Case was cool too. Now the movie shines in a lot of categories. Interstellar's story can only be told when shown in a way where it is epic yet simple, impactful but linear. For example, the singularity of having these patterns shown causes a sort of cage around Cooper, and in a sense, he is in a cage, trapped to only interact with his daughter. A forced cage, or a path he's forced to walk on, which is time. Time in media is always shown as a straight path. One line. This line can be seen as multiple things. Sometimes I look at this scene and think the lines as a piece of guitar string, and he's strumming it, and he's creating this sort of musical note, or as they say, Morse code in the film. It's really smart. honestly, Christopher Nolan, it's like it's like the movie is like a sheet of music, and he is the conductor, the composer. He's the conductor, and this is his piece of music, and it's so beautifully played and intricately brought out with every single connection between paths. It's like the tree in Loki. It's just like all of it is just connecting to this beautiful articulated story that is brought together by this one man. It's a dream, an idea. Patterns appear in the film and music as well. Speaking of music,
For bacon.
that little tick plays every 1.25 seconds. It indicates a day that goes by within that planet, because 1.25 seconds is a day within that planet. Hans Zimmer obviously never disappoints ever with the soundtrack. Just hear this for a sec. I can make this an entire video on its own, but let's be honest. The key to a peak film will always be emotion, and holy cocoa, this was a very sad movie. The sadness layers itself in this movie. The movie somehow drives this emotion further down your heart. The beautiful connection between father and daughter, parent and child, between abounding love. Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space. The emotional core of Interstellar lies in the relationship between Cooper and his daughter, Murph. Their bond transcends time and space, driving the film's powerful narrative forward. Throughout the film, love is brought up in a kind of cheesy way. It's super cheesy until it makes sense, until it becomes the key factor. There is no way I can convey all the pure genius and emotion I got from the film. From the foreshadowing and the sound design, the utter chaos, the triumph, the ultimate film is indeed Interstellar. If I were to rate the film, it would be a 9.9 out of 10. Literally, my only complaint is that the guy and the goofy deaths, and maybe in some parts it did drag a little bit. But besides that, I highly recommend you watch this film if you haven't. I feel like everybody can learn or experience a thing or two from this wonderful masterpiece of a film. You know, at least watch this instead of Madam Web. Like, who the hell is watching Madam Web, gang? Nobody watching that. Like and subscribe and comment down below what movies y'all want me to review next. Peace be y'all. Peace be to y'all. As Einstein said, time and space are deeply connected and one and the same.